Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today. Blast from the past. Remember the Toyota Land Cruiser? This is the brand new 2014 Land Cruiser 70. And Toyota's going to bring this back in very limited form. Now, you may not be a huge fan of this particular machine, but I guarantee you've seen them before. Think of any time you've watched wildlife films, in Africa or other countries with tons of wildlife. There's always some sort of camera mounted to one of these machines with some crazy guy out there filming wildlife, lions, and things like this. You've always seen one of these vehicles in one of those videos. Now, the old Toyota folks are going to bring this vehicle back. Only 200 of these units are actually going to be sold, and if you were really getting excited about this particular deal, sadly, all of them, unless you live in Japan, are going to be sold in the Japanese market. So, pretty neat little deal. I can't imagine Toyota ever doing this, but pretty doggone slick, and if you want to get your hand on one of those 200, you better head down to your Toyota dealership in Japan very, very soon. Next up on the list, well, the little Fiat 500 Abarth has been around for a handful of years, and especially in the European markets. And there's going to be a special edition in that European market. There's going to be 29 UK stores that are going to sell a special edition 500 Abarth track experience. Yes, and the vehicle will only cost you £14,990 sterling, but for that price, you get, you guessed it, a track experience. 3 different venues you can actually go to, one of them being Alton Park, other one being Donington Park, and then Brands Hatch. Any one of these 3 events, you get a track day there, and you get to go around and pound some laps out of this particular circuit in your little Fiat 500 Abarth. So, pretty slick little deal. Not much money to actually make this deal happen. I would really be interested in doing this, especially at Brands Hatch. I love driving that particular place, even though I've technically only driven it virtually, but still pretty slick, pretty neat little deal from the folks over at Fiat. Next up on the list, well, the insanely gorgeous RCF from Lexus is now getting more and more official by the day, and this vehicle will be heading to Lexus dealerships very, very soon. Now, we've got some more official details when it comes to this particular machine. It will have a normally aspirated 5-liter V8 that we've already known about, but that normally aspirated V8 is going to be putting out 467 brake horsepower and 389 pounds-feet of torque. Now that's going to be linked up with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and the rear differential is going to have torque vectoring capabilities. Now, this particular machine is going to go head-to-head with the RS5 from Audi and BMW's brand new M4. But in my mind, this car beats both of those cars, even though just barely over the RS5 as far as looks are concerned. This thing is fantastic to look at in my mind. Now, this vehicle is pretty scootish as far as getting to 60. This vehicle will get to 60 in 4.4 seconds with a top speed that's electronically limited to 170 miles an hour. Now, there's some rumors floating about that this particular vehicle is going to get a 4-door variant, which if you were just the same as I was, very disappointed that the ISF was going to be no longer, well, apparently we don't have to worry about that any longer because a 4-door version of this is going to be a lot like the old ISF. So pretty exciting news. That vehicle may be coming in the year of 2016. We'll have to wait and see on this. Now back to the little coupe that is the RCF. This vehicle official pricing for the United States comes in at $63,325 US, and that's linked up with the destination charge, which is $925 US. So if you got a hankering for some big muscle car magic from the folks over at Lexus, you better head on down to your Lexus dealership right now if you want to get your hands on one of these machines. And last up on the list, August sales have now just come floating in over the old interwebs, talking about the amount of sales that's happened here in the U.S. market. And it was a very, very good month. Up 9.3% as 1.58 million units were actually sold in the United States in the month of August, which brings the SAR, the seasonal annual adjusted rate, up to a point that it hasn't been dang near ever. Now, we were hoping for somewhere around 16 million units for the year. Well, the SAR, if it continues on for only the handful of months that are left in the year of 2014, could end up at 17.45 million units for the year. So, very impressive year indeed in the automobile market. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page and give us a like over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.